For this project, I started with a real pretty 8x10 gold frame that I really liked. I took the backing off and I took the glass out, and when I took the glass out, I noticed the glass was real foggy, and even after cleaning it several times, it remained foggy. So what I decided to do was take one of my cheap dollar store frames, remove the glass from that, and use that glass to insert into the frame instead of just throwing the whole thing out. So I prepare all of my frames the same. I take Elmer's glue and I put it around the perimeter of the back of the frame where the glass would sit. Then I replace the glass and I go one more time all the way around the perimeter. This needs to dry overnight and sometimes up to 24 hours depending on how much glue you use. This serves two purposes. It helps to hold the glass in place, and it also helps to prevent resin leaks when you put resin on the other side. The next day after it had dried, then I took painter's tape and I went around the perimeter with the painter's tape, and this is just an extra precaution against resin leaks. Next, I found a free clip art pumpkin, printed it out, cut it out, and taped it to the back of the glass. Then I took clear Elmer's glue and I followed along all the black lines of the pumpkin. Then I had this necklace that I had picked up at a garage sale. I have about 8 of these. They're actually magnetic necklaces, and the black pieces that you see there are the magnets, and it was like I have this way and fast forward so you don't really see what's going on, but at some points the magnets are trying to attach to each other and I'm having to keep on pulling them apart. So part of this necklace I really kept on the string, but after a while some of the beads were falling off, so some of them I actually put one bead at a time and followed along all of the glue lines to kind of outline the entire pumpkin. So if you end up with, it's really pretty, it turned out real pretty, but the magnets, when I get up to the very top center, they're sticking together and they're driving me crazy. But anyway, so I just continue on till I've covered all of the lines up. You want to let this dry probably overnight before you put any glass or anything else on it, just so that they don't move. And don't worry about the clear Elmer's glue, because if you use clear Elmer's glue, once it dries, you do not see it, and especially when you pour resin over it, it totally disappears. Now, the trick is to use clear Elmer's glue. Do not use the regular Elmer's glue. That will not dry clear. Next, I take Ashland Decorative Filler. It's a crushed glass that I picked up at Michael's. This is one that they only have out during the holidays, and they just got it back in probably about 3 weeks ago, and to me it looks like gold glass. Michael's website, it's called Ashland Decorative Filler Yellow Crushed Glass. So I just take this and I fill in the entire pumpkin with this crushed glass. You'll see me messing around with the stem of the pumpkin trying to figure out what to put at the very top. And then for the tendrils, I end up using the vitrograph glass. Vitrograph glass is long strands of glass that you see in the container to the left that come colored in different colors, and these of course are green, and these can be cut with a regular nipper tool at the thicker parts, and you can actually snap it at the very thin parts. Next, I take this green glass that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. This can be found in the very back section, back where you find the stained glass. It's actually where all the MOSAIC tile stuff is in the stained glass. And I put that at the very bottom. And in the very end, you'll see that I did put it up in both of the top corners also, because I felt like it needed a little bit more color. And then next I have a pin. This is a bumblebee pin that I picked up on Temu, and you have to take the backing off of it, the actual pin part off of it, so that it can sit flat on the pumpkin. Now these plastic leaves I actually picked up at Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to spray them gold metallic spray paint. But in order to hold them still, because when you spray them, they kind of fly all over the place, I put them down on some painter's tape, and then I give them a good coat of gold metallic spray paint. And then I place them around on the pumpkin canvas. Next, I'm trying to put the stem on. This is actually a necklace that I've cut into smaller pieces, and I'm going to use that for the stem of the pumpkin. Next, it's ready for the resin. The resin I'm using for this project is actually DICTION resin, the 4-hour demold, 24-hour cure. So this fast curing resin is a lot thicker than the other resins, and it also creates, I feel like it creates more bubbles, so I always let it sit for about 15 minutes before I use it after it's been mixed. This allows the bubbles to raise to the top, and a lot of them will dissipate. So the kitchen torch also helps to get rid of them, and I always end up going back multiple times. Like after 10 minutes, I'll come back and look at it, see if there's any sediment in it, get it out with the toothpick, go over the bubbles again with the kitchen torch, and I usually come back 2 or 3 times to check it and make sure everything is staying in place. This needs to sit on a flat level surface at temperatures between 72 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit, and usually after about 6 or 7 hours you can touch it. All resins are different. You need to read the directions for the resin that you are using. So I just felt like it needed more, so you can see I added a bunch of little beads and then the little Dollar Tree seed beads on it also. And this is of course after the epoxy resin has set, so I don't want to re-pour the whole thing. So I just take a little UV resin and put it over the little beads that I have added, and then I put the UV light on for 1 minute, 1.5 minutes for each section. And this is so easy to do. It's so much easier than re-resining the whole thing, and it just takes a couple of minutes. Very simple. And just this light is great too, because you can go all the way around the edge of your picture frame there. It worked out perfect.
Hey everyone. So even though it is 95 degrees today, it seems like everybody's talking about the fall and pumpkins, and they're doing art projects that are for the fall. So I thought I would make my first pumpkin, and I do like the way it turned out. I almost wish there was a little more color in it, but my son said, well, I've never seen a gold pumpkin before. And I said, well, this is art. So anyway, yeah, the glass at the bottom is that MOSAIC accents from Hobby Lobby, and then I scattered some pearls down at the bottom that I had gotten at a garage sale. And then the other scatterings, I don't know if you guys go to the Dollar Tree or not, but there's they always have these little packages for $1.25 with various little beads in it, and I use that to put on the bottom also. And then you saw, now you didn't see what was going on, but these little black pieces here, I'm kind of disappointed because it was like a strand, a necklace there, and once I put this glass on, the little beads along the edges kind of disappeared. So that was a little disappointing, but I still think it looks cute. And those magnets were driving me crazy. It was like a joke, because I would set the necklace down, and the black ones were the magnets, and they would start, moving across, and I couldn't get them to stay. So anyway, but I did finish it, and I think it turned out cute. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the project. I have a few things that I got from garage sales this past week, and a couple vases that I thought were really cool. So this one, I asked her how much, and she said $1/4. But look at it. It is, it's green. This is not painted. This color is all the way through it. So this will be kind of cool as tumbled glass, I think, or maybe something else. I don't know if you guys have any suggestions. but it had a little chip at the top, so I don't know if that was why she gave it to me for $1. And then this vase, look at that, isn't that cool? I don't know what I could use that for. It had $3 on it, but she said, oh, that's $1 too. So I don't know. So anyway, 50 cents for the 2 vases. I thought that was a good deal. And then the other thing I got was this big window, this big filthy window. And this was, well, it was marked $10, but she took $5 for it. But I mean, this thing is so filthy. I gotta clean it up, and I'm gonna have to sand all this stuff off of it. And I don't know what this thing is up here. This is how you would pull it up, these things that bump out there. But this, I'm not really sure what that's supposed to do. But anyway, so I have a few other windows out in the garage too. So just another project to do. And the back of it's even worse. But usually I just wash up the back, and because I always have it up against the wall, so I don't worry about what that looks like. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my little project this week. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. That really helps the channel. If you enjoyed the channel, go ahead and subscribe. We have the Facebook page now. A lot of people are posting all their different artwork, and you know, some are beginners, some have been doing it a lot longer than me. I've learned a lot on it. You guys can learn a lot. Come join us, Crazy Glass Lady Glass and Resin Art on Facebook. And I hope you guys all have a great day. Thanks for watching.